Hello, everyone out there. You're listening to Late Night Views with Vance Williams. I have come here to talk to you guys about the dark side of the ring. Dark Side of the Ring. They feature a two-part episode on Vice TV, which you could download in your app store and watch the two-part episode for free. They have a series of the Dark Side of the Ring, featuring wrestlers who had like dark past or background or what all they went through in their professional wrestling career. And I just recently got finished watching the two-part documentary of Chris Benoit and the tragedy around his family, his double homicide, suicide type deal. And it was very touching and heartbreaking. 13 years later, just about 13 years later, June will be the anniversary of his death, that what all his family went through after his death, and what he went through himself after Eddie Guerrero's death. Now, the interviews was very heartbreaking and touching to me. It gave me a lot of insight of what all happened. How close they was, how close Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit was, and they had a great genuine relationship, a great genuine friendship relationship type deal outside the ring, in the ring, and professionally. They got along so well. And when Eddie Guerrero passed away, it kind of took a piece of Chris Benoit away. It was back in 2005, 2007, all this stuff happened. And we kind of thank the Vice Television for bringing this light back to us as wrestling fans. It gave us a lot of, it just brought back a lot of memories, especially as a fan. When I was watching this, I really enjoyed watching Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero fight and perform, wrestle, so to speak. I enjoyed them. They was great athletes to the sport. They gave their heart and soul into it. But I didn't like the police photos that they showed in the two-part episode. The police photos was kind of like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was kind of scary. I thought they was gonna end up showing the body, and online they have restrictions online, but I was hoping that they didn't, and they did not show. But it was actual police footage that was shown in the documentary. It was to see the inside of the actual house, which we never seen. I know I never seen it. The actual police photos of the house. I know, to my knowledge, this is the first time that these images have been publicized. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time that those photos have been publicized for public viewing. Now, I don't understand that, but it kind of like, I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me. Believe it or not, some people will not watch it because of the grudge that is held against Chris Benoit. The WWE basically erased all history of him. His work, everything has been erased from him. And it's just, I get it, and I do understand. But it's like, he worked in vain because he did this tragedy. And this documentary brings great deal of attention to that. I don't know. It really, when they showed them police photos of the house, and you could just put yourself there. I'm telling you, the shit is so scary. When they showed them police photos, I just didn't care for that. I wish they could have done without that. But it was good to see Chris Jericho. I'm going to give props to Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho basically brought David Benoit and Sandra, Nancy's sister, together, so they could form a relationship and kind of like heal together from this tragedy. Because as the documentary shows this, those two individuals was greatly affected by this, especially David Benoit, because he has to live through this. He is involuntarily blackballed because of what his father did. And he looks just like him now. He does. And we all could assume that he would never work for WWE because of the legacy that his father left behind. His father left behind a bad legacy, and we just pray that time heals all wounds and stuff. But I don't think time can heal this wound. It's been 13 years later, and David is still walking around because of what his father did. He's still walking around with a target on his back. People still talking about him. And, David Benoit is his own person. I get that Chris Benoit is his father, but David Benoit is his own person. And that's how I feel. That's my opinion. I enjoyed the documentary series. It was some parts I didn't like about it. The police photos was really my negative part of the documentary. Other than that, the documentary was fantastic. It was phenomenal. It really highlighted the work of Eddie Guerrero as well, and Chris Benoit. The murders was not the murders. I'm sorry. The deaths was like 2 years apart, and it's just sad that we don't have these individuals here anymore. But the Darkside of the Ring brought back a lot. It brought out a lot of information that was not to public knowledge. But I like the series Darkside of the Ring. I was about to watch the Fabulous Moolah documentary, and I gotta say it seems pretty interesting. And I like to see how professional wrestlers, what their story is. In the ring, out the ring, what people think about them, what it's like to work with them. And it's just very interesting to see how they are. They are very athletic. I love the series. It's a great series done by Vice TV. But we're talking about the Darkside of the Ring, the 2-part. This is 2 parts. That's how deep this is. 2-part documentary series. I think everybody should check it out. Anybody who's an avid wrestling fan should check out Darkside of the Ring. On Vice TV. If you don't have it on your cable provider, you could download the app for free and watch it. For free. Watch it on the YouTube channel, Vice TV, I believe. You can find them on there. But we just hope that David Benoit is able to excel as a professional wrestler. I believe he can definitely bring a lot to the professional wrestling industry. It may not be in WWE. We have a lot of promotions out here, but we are very grateful that we have somebody like David Benoit, to carry on the legacy, the positive aspects of of the Benoit legacy, and we just wish him all the best. But check out Dark Side of the Ring on Vice TV on the YouTube channel.